Save the best for last, bro.
This is it. All right, people. So, as promised, we've got some amazing brothers in the building, and we're here to basically talk about their book and the other things surrounding the book. So, you guys have got a screening coming up as well, right? So,
26.
come on, you know what I'm saying? And already sold out.
Sold out. Yeah. Within half an hour, it's sold out.
Insane, Mike.
Go on.
You know what I'm saying? So, already legends in the building, right? But let's start from the beginning, right? Authors of the estate, right? What is that?
So I'm based in northwest London, St Raphael's Estate.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, no, literally. So now what you said is exactly the point. So I'm born and raised there, and I'm a creative. So I've always been like either writing poetry or doing graphic design or illustration, whatever. But then whenever you say you're from St. Raph's, if someone knows where you're from, they say exactly what you just said, which is sorry to hear that. Do you know what I mean? So there's always been a perception on like people who live there, and actually some of it is like, you know what I mean, mad things have happened in our state. But at the same time, I wanted to be able to add something new to the mix. So 10 years ago, there was Raheem Sterling around, but he wasn't Raheem Sterling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chunks was around, but he wasn't Chunks. Do you know what I mean? So now we got more stories that are positive, but beforehand that wasn't the case at all. And my background is that I would publish, like self-publish. So I used to be on the train on my BlackBerry and just like type up chapters of a book. And then within a couple of weeks or months, I would like then design that, print that, give that to my friends. So
What age?
I was 18 at the time.
Go on.
Yeah, I was 18 at the time, man. And that's how I learned how to. I just knew the power of just my thoughts and the ease of writing. And because these times I knew how to do graphic design, I would like design stuff, print it, give it to friends and stuff like that. So I knew the power
What
of that.
sparked that in you? Because that's not typical.
You know, if I keep it 100, like so I was born and raised in church,
Oh, okay.
and you learn how to think in sermons.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean? If you're there every single Sunday and you get like there's a theme for the week, whatever, you're given a sermon, and like that's how I would normally think in it. So even when I wasn't in church or I wasn't even like given opportunity to speak on anything, my brain is still constructing all these different ideas. So I always wanted to be a filmmaker, which is mad that it's now gone full circle. I always wanted to be a filmmaker, but at that time, it was just expensive. It was just expensive to do it. Like we're talking like 10 years ago, where DSLRs were still, when you're 17, buying a DSLR is a mad thing, and iPhones aren't what they were, innit? So I said, you know what, the only way I could do this and it's cost effective is if I write it down. If I say we're in space, if you try to make a film in space, you need budget. But if you say we're in space and it's in a book, people do that imagination work for you. So that's kind of where it came from. And then my whole thing was like, all right, like how do I take all these things that I learned about how to write a book and all of that stuff? How do I show that everyone who's from this estate has their own story, their stories of value? Because oftentimes our story gets told for us in the press. Someone gets stabbed, someone gets robbed. But we also can write too. So that's what Authors of the Estate was basically about. Like, how do you, essentially, how do you turn a council house into a publishing house? How do you get an area that like has their story told for them, but they don't only just know how to write the books, which is a skill I just learned, but also we know how to continually produce our own books. So we done it in St. Raph's, and then 4 years later, I met Nabil, and we basically done the same thing again in Chalkhill Estate.
Are you from Northwest as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from the Chalkhill Estate, which is like a 10-minute walk.
Big up.
And I remember seeing, so you released the first Authors of the Estate. You can show the camera.
Like,
Oh yeah.
The first Authors of the Estate was released in 2015 with 6 authors.
That's a sick, because you know what? After telling me that, I've just realised what you mean by Authors of the Estate.
see it?
'Cause I didn't look at it that way at all.
Yeah.
That's genius.
Pop it up for the camera.
And so I first actually saw Andre on YouTube. I was on SBTV.
I swear.
Yeah, and I was listening to a couple of music videos, and I saw like a promo video that Andre did for SBTV talking about the book. And you were talking about the importance of not just consuming things but creating them as well. and not only were you talking about it, you actually did it. You got like 6 authors from his block to come and create something, which challenges narratives around where we come from, which is largely negative. And then we had a mutual friend, Naomi Wharton, who I met at work and you went to school with.
Yeah.
And I was talking about how reading Authors of the Estate, the St. Raphael's book, released in 2015, changed my life. And she said, "Oh, I know Andre." And so she linked us up. And you can talk about... I'm curious to know your experience of like...
So sorry, before you skate over it, how'd it change your life?
Because it challenged what I thought we were capable of. Because I grew up not too dissimilar to St. Raph's. Chalkhill Estate also had the same narrative, the same issues.
French is from there, I think.
Big French.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And so, like, seeing authors and estate together in a sentence, you don't usually see that. Like, it's a bit of an oxymoron. But my man did it.
No, I hear you.
So I was like, raw, like, have I been lied to? Because these times I thought you needed a degree in English literature to write books.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or that you needed to be signed by Penguin
100%, yeah.
and like it had to be in foils. But nah, like, bro just got people together, wrote something, printed it himself, designed it himself, and put it out there. And I read it and I'm like, yo, these are my people.
But that's the logic though, because me growing up in Northwest London, there was a time when like you had to journey to Shoreditch for anything to happen. There wasn't like a sense of creatives in Northwest London. There were people doing bits, but there wasn't like a scene like that. Do you know what I mean?
No like hub for it.
There was no hub for that. So like we had to. My thing has always been like, what's going on? What do I enjoy? I enjoy publishing. I enjoy like media companies. And like, do you have to have millions in order to do it? No, like study what a publishing house is and then break that down for it to make sense for you. Do you know what I mean? So that's been the thinking of Authors of the Estate. Because if you saw the process of us making the book, it doesn't look like we're making a book. We're walking, we're talking, we're recording our conversation, we're having conversations on WhatsApp. That then gets pieced together and put in a document somewhere. Like, it just looks like people are just chilling.
How did you have an issue, to go back to what Nabil said, in regards to people not thinking much of themselves? Did you have a thing in which you had to build up their confidence and be like, no, I like what you're capable of, and what I've seen?
1,000.
How much of that did you deal with?
That's most of the project, bro.
Really?
Because the truth of the matter is that like we done it twice. No, so when I done it in Raph's, I was the only one who was an author before starting it. Someone called Nathaniel Talamak, he's the one who kind of brought everything together. He's a writer, but he hasn't published anything before. So everyone beforehand was just like, that's not my thing. So the first people that I actually targeted was the rappers, because you are used to writing.
Poetry.
Yeah, you're used to telling a story. You may not consider it authorship, but we're gonna start there. Or people who just like, when you're just chatting to someone, you're speaking to someone, you know they've got a story to tell. You know they've got something to say. I'm like, if someone just transcribes you, then you got your story in it. But what I found is that if you use words like authors, we had to use that word afterwards. So when we were talking about Authors of the Estates, particularly with Chalk Hill, people like, oh, I'm not an author, or I'm not creative. That's the first thing people say. So we strip all that away. We just like, oh, aren't you tired of people telling your story for you? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm tired of that. It's like, all right, cool. You know what, let's just sit down, like very similar to this situation. Let's sit down and let's just share stories. And there might be like a piece of paper in front of people. So if people are talking and like you've got a thought that like is not in the conversation, they'll start writing something down, or like the whole thing will be recorded. And do you know what I mean? So essentially what we're doing, but pieces of it will be transcribed, and that ends up being the making of the book. So I had to rethink what the process of writing a book is. Because if you come to someone and say, hey, be an author, people start getting defensive. That's not me. That's not me. But actually, the things that you do on a day-to-day is it could be bookmaking.
Yeah.
And also we had a plan.
Yeah. We had a whole plan that we thought was going to like, we had a plan that we thought was gonna work in terms of we're gonna tell everyone that you're authors and all that kind of stuff. We had that, but it just flopped. None of it worked. But that was a blessing for us because then it allowed us to know like how can you create a publishing house without it feeling like that, because we were gonna like project things that we knew from the industry into the ends. It's like it doesn't work like that. You have to know the essence of what you're doing, and then it kind of like it kind of like rises up in a different way.
Sick.
What would you say is the main aim of this book? The main aim to you?
So one of the main things that we say internally.
Sorry. Just as I saw you do that, so he does that a lot, right? He doesn't just.
Yeah.
It's not what you do.
Oh.
He said, and then he went, okay, here. Yeah, that's what I got with him.
But yeah, like
I don't have that.
But like one of the things that we say like amongst ourselves is don't wait for permission. And I think because our story has been told for us for so long, even though we're in an era where we produce our own media, there's still a belief system that's still waiting for our story to be told, or why don't they say it like this? And it's like, you can say it. Do you know what I mean? Like we now have all the tools that our parents didn't. Because when you think about us as like a generation where we've got microphones, we've got cameras and all that kind of stuff, like we're kind of first generation for a lot of our family. We're kind of first generation creative. Do you know what I mean? So they can start talking about like how the story is told for them, but we ain't really got that kind of excuse. So we have to unlearn generational thinking. Like, so I think the main thing is for us to understand that we're historical being. Like, I went from accepting the story of like, I'm sorry to hear that you're from Rafs, to like, no, I'm from Rafs. And like, and when I was 23, I done this thing. And then when I was 25, 26, we did this, and now we're making a movie on it. Like, I can say that. And it doesn't even have to be like I'm trying to be a celebrity or anything like that. I'm just like, as a historical being, this is who I was. Because the truth of the matter is that someone's going to be checking for me at some point. Whether it's going to be my grandchild, great-grandchild, someone's checking for me. And I would rather you have documents that actually told my story the way it actually was, rather than what people are trying to say to me.
We have a question from try to say Exobtis. This book sounds great. Did the authors approve the final words? Did the authors approve that the final words were an accurate reflection of their stories? If everything was transcribed or taken from multiple forms such as Convos or WhatsApp?
Yeah. So, but it's like everyone went through kind of different processes. So some people would just come into a room and they just spoke, and then that gets transcribed. And then some people actually said, I'm going to write a chapter. And that's where we will go back and forth and all that kind of stuff. So like people were seeing versions of what they were saying throughout the process.
It was tedious.
It was tedious, man.
One by one.
Yeah, we're making a book. And that's the thing, it's like, that's the thing that people don't really see. Obviously, you hold a book, you know, that's great. But it's like, it's a process of, it's conversation making. Like you have to know what you're talking about, hold the conversation, go back, edit it, then go back. And it's a long process, but the end result is that.
Even the logistics of working with so many people. And being able to obviously be cognizant that they've got stuff going on, but then waiting on their stuff to send back and waiting and ultimately delaying the project for however long must be annoying.
Yeah, but you know it is because.
Did you go to someone's house or yo?
No, listen, on the first one, listen.
Where's your chapter?
Nah, me and Nathaniel tell him at Peso, his name's Peso. We had to knock people's doors, man.
Yeah.
Like, almost like a bailiff kind of thing, like, yo, like, we need the story in it. Yeah. But the thing that's dope about it is that, like, the ends isn't dormant, but, like, like, put it this way. When I grew up in the 90s, the ends felt a way. Like, it felt a particular way that, like, now if I was to explain it to my niece, she's not going to understand what I'm talking about.
How would you mean? Like,
so when I say it felt a way, it was like, everyone was outside. Everyone was outside, and like if you want to search for someone, just go out and you'll probably find them. And like no matter the weather also, and words spread differently, but then obviously as time went on, things became more and more siloed. So I think that the only reason why we even do something like Authors of the Estate, because we're probably chasing a feeling, probably like trying to chase what it felt like just to be outside and people's in conversation. But like really and truly, this is really what people was doing anyway. It just wasn't documented.
What would you say to somebody who says, "Are you really reclaiming the narrative?" Because haven't you been shaping the narrative yourself? Every rapper that comes out from the hood, rapping, writing his own bars, or getting assistance, is still coming from the same place that you're going to get authors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But like, that's true. But then, but the thing that I have issue with is that, like, all right, the thing that I love about the film when everyone gets to see it, is that we've finally cracked a code, which is that we're able to like tell the story of ends, which is not from the perspective of the trapper.
Cool.
Do you know what I mean? Like, oftentimes when we have a story, that's the main character, which means that everything you're seeing is from the lens of that person. But like, there's mad nerds. I'm a nerd, and it's like there's mad nerds in the ends, and it's like, and I'm a nerd from ends, which means that like I have a perspective. Do you know what I mean? And we don't really get movies with our perspective. Do you know what I mean? With our imagination, the way we see things, because we're not the main character.
And that puts value to that experience as well. Yeah, it's not really there before, because we don't really think about those people's stories. You're right. It's the most popular ones, or the musicians, or the artists, or the footballers. We only hear their stories, to be honest.
100, because the fact that like when you said I'm sorry to hear that, you're probably about my ends. You're probably saying that based off of the 15 people who done a mad thing. It's 1,000 homes.
The music I listen to.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like it's a handful of people, and when I say 15, that's max kind of thing. Like for the most part, when we speak about certain areas, the main character is actually the majority, the minority, really. But like, there's aunties and uncles that we actually don't even get the story from their perspective. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and it's good as well because you're saying you get to write your own story because, as you said, the 15 people, their story's everywhere. Majority of kids that are teenagers are not going around doing those things that are emphasized. You get what I mean? So it's good. It's a good thing because you're showing everybody, hold on, this is not only us. There's a whole nother side of us that you haven't get to hear from.
There's mad genres in the ends. Mad genres, and we don't give ourselves enough time to create those genres. Do you know what I mean? Like, because for me to be able to say, all right, like, I'm a youth I'm a youth who grew up reading comic books. I played outside, but actually I prefer to be inside playing PlayStation. And then outside, then I learned how to like, all right, if I want to be in community, I want us to create a book together. That logic is not a logic that is like a main. You get me? But because I had the confidence to say my story, I'm sure there's thousands of kids that's like, oh, like I could enter in with that entry point. Do you know what I mean? Not it's not Top Boy for everyone. Do you know what I mean?
Literally.
So the book is not an indictment on necessarily the media and how the media portrays our communities, but more so just adding to the story. Right, and giving a voice to those who never thought they had a voice.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's partially external media, but it's also how you see yourself. So like when we done the first book, we printed 1,000 of them, and then we gave it to all 1,000 homes in St. Raphael's Estate. So we literally had a rucksack full of books, and we just went open up letterboxes, put it through every single door. So then by the end of the night, we knew that every single person has our book. That was our distribution deal with the ends, basically. And the point of it is that like we're cutting out all of the imaginary like story arcs that you feel like you need to go down, which is like, oh, someone needs to see me and I need to be like, then I need to be in our offices with Penguin, and then they need to do me a deal, then we need to do a press shot. It's like, no, you can write it, you could print it, you could distribute it straight away. Like
you've broke down a mindset, and shown that there's a way to do things that people typically think they can't do.
1,000, yeah.
And you know, every single book that I've written since has been because of what he taught me. So everything from Privatized Man to Name and Pains, everything keeps the spirit and the principles of what we experienced back in 2019 and everything that he put out into the world in 2015. He's a titan still. He's not a normal guy in the best way.
Tell us more about like you lot. So I think people buy things, but people buy people as well, innit? So tell us a bit about yourselves, because you lot seem like you're not typical people, and I feel like I'm not in a bad way.
Okay,
I'm like a typical person, innit? So I don't really get to I think that more of your stories need to be told, and people more need to find out, and people need to align with your characteristics than the stories that are told. Do you get what I mean?
It's hard. It's always hard when someone says, "Tell me about yourself."
Yeah, bro.
I don't know what to say.
What was education like for you? What was you like in school?
All right. I went to a school called Oakington Manor, primary school. I went to another school called Wembley High, and like I'm just like a standard youth, bro. It's like
Good in school, bad in school. Favorite subjects.
You know, I wasn't a great kid, and I definitely wasn't a bad youth either. I was just a little bit cheeky, man. I'm not gonna lie. Most of my time was spent. I had no lunch times. You know the youth that's always just detentions and that. I wasn't bad. I was just cheeky. I just said the wrong thing at the wrong time, or the wrong thing at the right time. But my favorite subjects was media, art. I liked English, but I liked like the creative side of things. So me, I've always been creative. Like I've always been drawing, always been making comic books, that's been my thing. Do you know what I mean?
Wicked.
Anything to do with media, video games, like rapping, like that was my little thing that I was on.
Okay, wicked. What about you, Nabil?
School.
Yeah.
I went Capital City Academy in like Willesden, Harlesden area. I was a normal guy, and then but I didn't like being told what I could and couldn't do. So when teachers said to me, "Oh, you're gonna end up in jail, or you're gonna end up in thing," I was like, "Okay, I'm banging out my GCSEs, got 9 A's, I'm gonna take that." So I've always been a spiteful person. I'm joking.
You don't say.
I'm joking. I'm joking. No. But yeah, I grew up with my Marjay and my 3 sisters, and so there's a lot of principles that I've learned from my mum that I've taken into the world, and so I saw those principles in Andre, and how he was speaking, and like, it's funny because Andre is a very calm person compared to me. I'm quite fiery. Yeah.
For the right reasons, though.
For the right reasons.
Arab being fiery, no.
Do you know what I mean? but it's I think it's a good dynamic that we have.
So Libra and Gabrielle.
Yeah. There's times when like I might be, what's Libra and Gabrielle? I don't know.
Like it's ice and fire, innit? So one's more cool and calm collected, and one's the fire. But it's the perfect balance for a centre back partnership. Footballs.
Oh, okay.
Because there's times when like I'll call Andre, and I'm like, "Yo," like I'm fuming, and like always when I'm angry, I'll call this Donny, and he's like, "Yo, relax. Have you thought of it like this?"
It's not that.
Do you know who's that for me?
Who?
Eman.
It's
I called Eman, but yo, I'm bugging. I was like, yo, tell me I'm wrong. I'm gonna go mad. The perspective, and the other side. Eman's like,
Okay.
But in the same breath, like when Andre has an idea, I'm like, "Yo, let's. Are we doing it?" Yeah. So it's a good mix.
Whereby like if he's not there, I ain't got the fire for things to go forward. You know what I mean? I just get the idea, everything's chill, and I just leave it. You know what I mean? So
what like you look like, because you lot are from places where there's a typical, I don't know, story or path that a load of young people follow. You lot don't seem like you followed that. What made you kind of so? Because I realized I couldn't be a gang member because I'm too much of an independent thinker.
I hear
if something doesn't make sense for me, when you lot are doing this that I like, I'm here. But when not, no, and my dad kind of instilled that in me. So what was the thing that kind of made you lot like strong-minded and kind of, this is what I want to do. I'm not doing what everybody else is doing just because they're doing it.
Like for me, I'm also an independent thinker in it. Like to be honest with you, if I see too much people doing something, I'm just preening like, what's going on here? Like, but then also as well, it's like it's how I was raised, bro. Like, my mum, single parent, but every single Sunday she brought me to church. Which then meant, like, I grew up being told, like, reading scripture saying you're the head and not the tail. I really believed that. Do you know what I mean? So that's why things like Authors of the Estate is coming from this kind of imagination. I'm like, yeah, I'm not like, I don't want to subscribe to certain things in it. But I think it's faith that brings that belief system. Do you know what I mean? Because I actually think that's the only determining factor, because all of my peers next door to me, like we're all playing outside, but then over time, like we're going down different paths. And I think the only one thing that changed in my week compared to my friend's week is that One of those days, my mum was taking me to this building for a couple of hours, and I was just getting I was being fed with something else. Do you know what I mean? I was being fed with a different perspective.
There's a question that says, "Is the roadman story told too?"
No. Maybe. I mean, like more so than other stories. I think it's the most prominent.
Yeah.
Story
in the book.
Oh, is the romance story told in the book?
Yeah.
I thought you meant in general. In general, yeah. But then in the book, yeah, 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, not everyone's covered, but like we made sure that like, even though I'm talking more from my perspective of like I've got the nerd story, but like everyone's covered in. We got aunties, we got uncles, we got all sorts of people. Yeah, we got mad generations in there. Yeah.
That's just kind of like bridge a gap, kind of.
Well, and the truth of the matter is that because the deep thing was when we done the Chalk Hill one, we saw how affected Chalk Hill was in the sense where everyone who was older, so just say for example they're in their 50s, everyone knew each other. And they're talking about what back in the day was like, whatever. Everyone that's around about our age didn't recognize each other, even though they're from the same estate. Do you know what I mean? And like that just goes to show that like we needed the older people's perspective, because oftentimes with projects like this, like, oh, what are the young people saying? It's like, you man don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? It's like what you're saying is valid, but actually we actually got the actual story from the older people, because they know what's like. They've been here from 70s, isn't it?
I think that's important as well, because like Chicago, when there was that, I can't remember what it was called, but they arrested like a load of older gang leaguers all at one point, and then there was no one to like lead the youth, and that's why a part of the reason why it's such mayhem now.
Yeah.
So without because this is good, because it's got the stories of the older people, and it shows you the sense of community and how everyone's together and everyone's one, and it shows you how stupid it is now. Because as you said, people who
the YGs don't account.
They don't. You got problems with war people who probably are older people in your family are actually mad cool and you don't know
about. Veronica has asked a question. Nabil and Andre, what impact do you hope your book will have, and what are your ambitions for its reach?
One of the things that I hope for, is, and I know this is super like convoluted and abstract, but I mean what I'm saying. So when I grew up during that time, 2015, when we done the first authors, like there was this image that I had in my head of like, I need to be good enough so I could go to a place like Shoreditch and get a job creatively, and hopefully like they'll like my ideas and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And it's me seeing what I'm doing as not enough. And what I found is that I got the job in Shoreditch, and I found that people who was working for big brands were actually, they had my stuff on their mood board. I didn't know. I didn't know that like all this time I was looking at you, but all this time you was actually looking at what we were doing in our thing. And I believe that there is the creative industry. I believe that there's the publishing industry, and then there can be an opportunity for like areas like ours to just have their own publishing houses. And it's like, and they're not trying to integrate or trying to blow up or try to be big. It's like, no, we've got our library here, we've got our publishing house, we've got our radio show, we've got our things going on. And I think that's the mentality that I would love to see more of. Like,
I hear that there's value in separatism.
Is that what you said?
Big up you.
Is that what I just said?
That's basically what you said.
I don't know if I just
That's what you said. You said that.
I'm not sure if I just said that.
Do for self.
What actually we're talking about is owning the means of production, which is a socialist concept. Anyway.
Well done.
I was going to ask though, what was it? It was about, yes, your answer there, right? What was the question you said, Chinks?
About what?
That made you answer that.
What impact do you hope the book will have?
Yes, no, it was from Veronica. Yeah, so basically it's linked to privatize the mandem, right? So obviously you're giving different perspectives of how we should see the community, council estates and things like nature. What do you think about the perspective of leaving the council estate as that being almost like a sign of success? That we were brought up in
like
these
a goal as well.
Yeah. Do you feel like we need to change that mindset as well?
It needs to be challenged.
Okay.
I'm not like, I know Nabil's for like staying ends in it, but I'm not like staying ends. But I'm also like, don't disregard, like honor where you're from. You know what I mean? Because my response to like what Nabil said when I was saying that we need to like consume less and create more, we're very much like we disregard our name and put someone else's name on us. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean that, and I mean just brand name. Do you know what I mean? Like, and we're very much like, oh, the riches is out there rather than just making outing. Because what ends up happening is that outing gets observed, the richer lot take our stuff and then we buy it off of them. Do you know what I mean? So I think I'm not against leaving ends, but I'm also not for disrespecting your home. Like really honor your home, honor where you come from, honor your references. Like, and no, it's not perfect, innit? It's like some of it's kind of embarrassing sometimes, but like you still want to be like, nah, but that's ours though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that's a mentality that I think is diminishing. I think actually there was a stronger sense of that beforehand.
Serious?
I think so, because just more when we're speaking to the older lot, when we're speaking to the elders, the way that they talk about their area, because bearing in mind, now I could go to East and it's not a thing. Right? I mean, Shoreditch now it's not a thing. Back in them days, to go to East, it was like Loki going to Brighton or something, or like it was a mission. Northwest London, for a lot of the older lot, they just speak about it as one place. So by the time we were old, like you have Chalkhill, you got Raps, you got Bridge, you got Harsden, but actually, if you was around during like even the 90s, it's just one place. Do you know what I mean? So I think they loved their actual geographical location, and I think the younger lot just like the idea of their place, not necessarily the actual place.
People that contribute to the book, have you what's been the feedback that they've given to you personally and said, you know what, this has made me feel a particular way, or you know what I'm saying? Like, how have they felt? What have you seen manifest in them since this book?
There's been mad variety. Some people just been, oh great, thanks. That's it. And then there's been some people who, so for example, Kathleen, she writes there's a chapter called Kathy, and she says a line where she says, I've had writer's block since I was 14. I'm 63 now. And like, that line there just makes you realize that people have had this thing in them for time that they want to say, but they haven't had the opportunity to, or they don't feel like maybe it's the right time or whatever. And when she actually didn't write that chapter, that was transcribed. So when she saw the book for the first time, she's like, wow, like these things that I just said, because he's actually a really good speaker, now that's in print, and this is what I've always wanted to do. Do you know what I mean? And then you got someone like, you got Nabil. Nabil wasn't even trying to be part of the Authors of the Estate project. He just wanted to set it all up, bring people together, put people in a room with me, and then see what happens. And then he's now like, he's got mad. He writes book like once a week. Loki's writing like he releases multiple books a year. Do you know what I mean? So you've got like a variety, but you know that like the point has been proven that like we're authorities. Like the actual origin of the word author is where we get the word authority from. It's someone who sanctions laws, someone who writes the laws of the land. And I think that's the spirit of the word, isn't it? Like, so I think that us saying we're authors of the estate isn't just, hey, we wrote a book. It's like now we're claiming ownership of our land. So even things like privatized land is just a natural evolution of that idea.
Both religious people, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll say I am.
I heard someone say that like faith's persistence, because even though like sometimes it don't materialize itself, but the fact that you still keep faith is persistent, innit? You think that aided you? Because as you said, all the hurdles that people would put in like mentally of making a book, you've kind of knocked them all down and destroyed that and still got to your goal. Do you think that faith is a big part of that gave you that persistence?
1,000, bro. I'll even go a step further, because I'm a proper like, I really believe in God, but I believe in God's involvement in ends. Like, I really think he cares about ends, bro. Like, he really cares about the man, the minute, like, and he just needs it in. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't force himself. He's not going to be like, he's not going to do no thunder and lightning situation. He just needs someone who's like open and like lays down the land. So Nabil will tell you, like, when we done authors,
prayed.
Yeah, I said to him, listen, I don't know what's going to happen today. This was the first time when all of the neighbors were supposed to come into the place here. I said, I don't know what's going to happen today, but I prayed this morning and everything will work in our favor. Yeah, that's what I said. Didn't know what that meant. Yeah. For the first hour, no one was there. Yeah. So then what that meant is that the plan that I had was beginning to dissipate. And then, but people was coming in and out, and then we had to freestyle to be like, you know what? Let's put the phone on and transcribe this instead. Do you know what I mean? So my plans was changing, but that ends up being the makeup of what the book was. Yeah. So I'm like, no, it was right. Like
100%.
Whatever was going to happen was going to work in our favor. And the book that you read is due to the process not working. Do you know what I mean? If it went the way how I went, it may have been like a leaflet at the end of it. Like, but because it went wrong, like so much, now a film is coming out of it. Do you know what I mean? So I think like, going back to the faith thing, I think that like God cares, bro. Like, and I believe that God actually is he's invested in the health and well-being of the man, them, and ends, and all of that stuff.
But also, like, God moves through people, innit?
Yeah.
And like, I genuinely believe that Daniel was that hand that day, because Andre's not lying. We were gonna shut it down, bro. First hour, we told everyone on the estate, "You'll come through." For the first hour, no one turned up, but a gentleman called Daniel McIntosh, God rest his soul, and he turned up and he was like, "Where is everyone?" I said that they're not here yet. I said, "Come back in half an hour." And he said, "Okay, I am coming back though." So we had to stay open because Daniel was gonna.
That one person's important, you know.
Fam, but for me and Andre, it was like an hour in, no one's turned up. Or like, we might as well just shut this down. Yeah. He comes back. No one is there. And he says, okay, he's come up to the door with his dry cleaning. And he said, you know what? I'm going to give it another half an hour. I'm going to come back. He left. We couldn't shut it down because Daniel was going to come back. And when we came back, Daniel came and there were like 2-3 other people that turned up. And then more and more people started to come. And like, Daniel had no incentive, you know. You don't know us from Adam. And so
it gave you the energy though, innit? Yeah.
And like, I even remember reading his chapter. It's called Change, or the Theory of Change. Theory of Change. I remember reading it first, and I was like, I don't understand this. Like, it's quite cryptic. But how many years later? 5 years later?
It's differently after a while.
It reads different.
Like,
there was a wisdom that Daniel had that I couldn't have understood at the time. But now I'm like, if this man wasn't some form of divine intervention, I can't. Do you know what
and
I
you're
mean?
older?
Yeah. How old was he? He was in his 30s.
Late 30s.
Late 30s.
He passed away a few years ago. Rest in peace, man.
I think that's important as well, man, because
what lesson did you learn from Daniel's intervention?
Me or Andre?
Both of you.
So you're talking about people being people of faith. Yeah. Daniel had faith in what we were trying to do. And it was his faith that came and kept it going, even when our faith was shaken. Do you know what I mean? And that there's a wisdom that exists out there that we may not necessarily comprehend. And so you just have to accept that. That sounds very abstract and cryptic, but that's my lesson, I think.
I think for me, like, it is... The thing that I learned about Daniel specifically is, like, don't disregard the quiet person. Because he wasn't really vocal like that. Like, I've known him before. I've seen him from before. He's like one of my... He's like my cousin's cousin. He's like my cousin's friend, basically.
Okay,
best friend. And I remember seeing him, and he wasn't saying too much, but it was one of those ones where, like, if you wasn't here as quiet as you were, like, this wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? And sometimes we're looking for the superstars. We're looking for the people who's got an opinion. And it's like, sometimes it's the quiet one who's holding things down, or like, even if they're not contributing to the conversation, they're important. You know what I mean? Like, they're significant. Remove them, it's a whole different thing. Yeah.
You know, it's funny because that same lesson, is such a bad thing, You know what made me realise? There's a girl called Jackie.
Right.
It's all roller skate, innit?
Right.
But she didn't really talk as much to me, and I'm like an entertainer. I'm talking as much, paying attention. Then after, it's so bad to speak back to, not a negative thing, but I'd go to her and talk to her. She's like, you know, that girl likes you, you know. It's like, why would you say that? Because she's being quiet and observing what's happening. It's like, hey, you notice how she's done this and she's learning this? And I'm like, oh, quiet person's quite useful. Because I would have completely missed that.
Yeah.
Tell us more about the movie and what you got coming up.
Yeah, so when we done the second one, one of our like creative partners, Adriana Lagoudis, she basically was filming a whole bunch of stuff.
Sick.
Because our thing is storytelling. We're just like document everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then by the time it was 2020, we're like, yeah, man, like that's our film. Everything she put together, that's gonna be the film. And then one of our other creative partners, Abdou Cisse, who's like the main director for this version of the film, he started getting involved, and then like as the years went on, we were like, okay, you know, maybe we need to get the authors back again and like really understand what's going on, because the footage that we had was good, but it was very much about like, it made sense if you were there. Do you know what I mean? If you're not there, you won't know what the story is. And we were speaking to the authors and filming them. We were just collecting this footage for a period of like 5 years, and then now we've got a film. Now we've got a film, and they're going to be premiering it in View Cinema.
Where?
Leicester Square.
Yes.
Well done, man.
Leicester Square, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. And it is one of those ones where like the film is at a certain point where like it warrants that. You know what I mean? So it was when we was premiering, it was just thinking about different places to screen it, and I think it was Abdu that was just like, why don't you just go View, like do View Cinema?
Word.
And the moment he said it, was just like, again, going back to don't wait for permission, because normally that's the thing where you're like, oh, I hope someone sees it and picks it up, and it's like, nah, like you've got the P, you could rent it out yourself. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, again, this is just like, it's just a documentation of where Authors of the Estate journey has gone so far. Yeah, man.
Sick. And what date is that again?
October 26th.
Well, it's too late for people now, though.
It's late, but no. But if you go into the waiting list, because there might be drop out and all that kind of stuff. So like, if someone drops out, then you'll get notified and all that.
Would it be like a second time, a third time to maybe like screen it?
Don't know yet.
Especially since
you or in general.
Yeah, in general.
Don't know yet.
Especially since all the tickets were gone that quick.
Yeah.
It's demand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't know.
We're open.
You're open.
Open.
Yeah, the people are asking for a private screening in 10 Quaker Street.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Done B rent.
Especially guys who didn't get their tickets.
Got to talk about that, mate. You got a few seats in there. You get me. The rest of them tickets are gonna be juicy.
Brent, you got your ticket for the View?
I'm going.
Come on.
I need to get a ticket though.
You didn't get a ticket.
Didn't.
Because I got your
You
ticket.
invited me.
I got your ticket, that's why.
Oh, serious?
Yes.
Oh, is it?
Is that why you invited me?
Guys.
Oh, thank you very much.
I got two. No, don't do that. Don't do that. No. Just say thank you.
Come on.
Dope, man.
there any other hardships you faced in the process? Because you lot just skated through like, yeah, we just done this, got some WhatsApp, had a meeting. I know there must have been some other. Because, I started a podcast a while ago, and I had all these imaginary things, these hurdles and stuff I put in my place, and I done all these things, and then one day I think I listened to Gary Vee, and he was like, hesitation, procrastination, you're just scared and anxiety and all that stuff, and I just did it, and then it was well received, and I was like, hold on, the audience weren't expecting all this stuff from me, I was, so my own mental was like hindering me. So is there like any other hardships and stuff that you had to get over?
There's two for me. So one of them is actually a minor one, which is like people can't see what you see. So like you having to like talk about the publishing house and all that stuff. It's only now like people's like, oh, okay, I kind of see what you're saying, but at first they don't. So you're very lonely in that situation where you're talking about what the future could be or what the ends could be or what we could be doing together, and like because there's no precedent for it, there's no there's no example. Like you have to do a lot of convincing, a lot of explaining. People saying, "Oh, maybe it's not like that." You're overdoing it. The second one though is the one that I've actually personally struggled with the most, which is like operating out of gift. So what I mean by that is when you do something for a service or for payment, you create a certain way, you move a certain way because you're just trying to meet a brief and you tend to it, whatever. Most of the stuff that I do is out of gift, which means that like I'm not getting paid for it. I'm doing it, and I'm putting money into it. Yeah. And this project has been going on for 10 years. So there's been this ain't the only thing I've been doing for 10 years. I run a whole college, but like for the space of 10 years, you're just like, you're giving. It doesn't necessarily, the things that you're getting back, you're like kind of getting something back. And then the question is like, do you just shut off your gift giving self and just go straight for the like, all right, it's just straight money, which for me is actually cool. But then there's a type of creativity that only gift giving can do. Do you know what I mean? Like if you do it straight for gift, then there's things that you would say, there's distances that you'll go to that I just won't go to if someone's giving me a brief and paying me. I'll just do what they're asking. I might do a little bit more, but like no more than too much.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So like, and I think that's the thing, like being a creative, the thing that I deal with being a creative, particularly in London, is that like, it's actually hard to be creative. Even if you're getting paid to be creative, it's hard to be actually creative.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Even if you just remove the economical side to it.
Yeah.
Because I can only speak from my personal experience. When I was young, I used to make clothes.
Right. Okay.
And then I found out the clothing game is kind of, it's the long game.
Right.
And I didn't have that when I was younger, and I was broke.
Right.
It wasn't until I got my first job and I thought I could balance the two. I couldn't, so I just focused on work. And when I tell you that the creativity just left me, I had none of it. I was just working, and just trying to focus on just making money, and I lost it.
I think that's school, you know.
I dropped out of college.
No, but I mean, even from younger, it teaches you, like, it gives you a process and gives you a system to do things. I don't think creativity aligns with that. There's no blueprint. It's kind of freedom, and so when I think in school. Because I think school's backwards. School gives you these subjects and you have to work on these. I think, what do you have interest in? And then we build on that and we teach you the things within that. So I think that's like a school thing where, because there's no work, I've got to do this here, meet this deadline. You know what you're doing. And the same thing you're saying, you get a bit of gratification. But with creativity, where's the gratification? Is this even complete yet?
Like, are you going to make money from it?
I see school a bit different.
Okay.
I see it as them giving you the tools, and if your mindset is right, to get a job that can sustain your what you call hobbies and interests. It's up to you to basically now say what I'm now going into. I have to prioritize what freedom looks like to me and how it is I'm going to express this. Because he's a whole head teacher, isn't it? And now author of the Definite State, sir.
Very true. Very true.
Just
you have to. I think you have to choose your freedom. You have to choose your freedom, like. And for me, how I see creativity, because oftentimes people think you have to like quit your day job, and it's like, no. If you actually just secured half an hour a week, like half an hour, I'm gonna write poetry, or I'm gonna do whatever I'm doing for half an hour a week. You actually satisfy something spiritually throughout the course of the year. But people don't. They hold off. And they say, oh, one day I'm going to like quit my job and start this. So it ain't got to be that deep sometimes. Because actually, sometimes if you have a day job or if you've got mad responsibilities like going on, then like carving out your 20-minute or your 30-minute, it's enough to actually just satisfy you creatively without you having to like be like basically, if you make a song, the song doesn't need to be number one. Do you know what I mean? This don't need to like be mad streams. You could just make something only 2 people heard it and it's fine. You got your day job. You know what I mean?
No, when I had like a creative thing, it made me go to work in a better mood because like I'm only here for the money. Do you get what I mean? Like you lot are here. Like what? You're here because you have to be. I'm here until this works. Like you know what I mean?
But that's a luxury not a lot of people have, though, isn't it?
True.
So I get.
You're not a creative. What are you doing?
Making money. I was stacking money for a long time. Like a long time. I had no time to. And the thing in my head, because I'm raised from a Moroccan background, so my dad's like, no, degrees. My friend's son's already got 5 degrees. He's on 150 bags, and he's 12. What are you on? Like, that's the thing I was raised on. It's always like comparing, like, no, you used to be making money. No, what is this? Like, I used to do other stuff when I was younger as well, but nothing was out. None of it's gonna make you money. You need to be a plumber, or you need to have 20, 50. You need to be a doctor. And I was like,
it's about balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
You used to break dance, innit?
I didn't break.
Up and lock.
B-boy.
Down, one of them.
I used to dance when I was younger, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he was like, my dad didn't get it. Like, he came straight from Morocco. He came here with like nothing, and then he kind of worked in the strawberry farms, and he made money and da da da.
Funny, when I was younger, yeah, I used to not agree with that, yeah.
Would not agree with what?
Dancing.
Nah, not dancing, but you see, like, because that's foreign to them. Think about it now, because my friend, yeah, he wanted to be a DJ, yeah. But he's like, his dad was like, only when I'm older I realised his perspective. Like, DJ, what, you better read these fucking books. He say, bro, I left my land of comfort, I left everything I know to bring you here to give you a better life. You want to fucking play music. And I understand.
I'm their pop locking.
Do you know what I'm
struggling?
Now I'm older. I understand.
African bombardment. But now I was deep in it. Like, I was deep in it to my wife the other day. Like, everything happened for a reason. Like, I did the dancing that got me, but my big sister got me into music, which then got me into dancing, which then got me into making clothes, which then got me into the creative stuff, which then got me into trying to get money. And then all through that, I kind of met then Emmanuel, when I met friends and I got links, and everything happened for a reason. And yeah, it's just mad how life works. But if you tell that to my dad now, he'd
trying to hear that shit.
Yeah, he tried none of that shit. His son's already on 50 degrees. Jin and Jis has asked, please can you ask him whether Andre will consider using the same method of writing a book with his interested students so that they can experience being published authors too?
I do. So technically, Authors of the Estate is a curriculum under my college. But most of my workshops, or I call them really sessions, they feel more like creative sessions. The way it works how Authors of the Estate work. Like you go in, we have like a line of conversation, but the only thing that's different is that you might not write your answer, you may draw your answer, you may design your answer. Do you know what I mean? And then we have conversations, and sometimes it's documented, sometimes it's not. The process stays the same.
Yeah.
But you know what's interesting is that I think that I only really made Authors of the Estate a book project because when people get too married with the idea of book, then you miss out the idea of just play in it. Sometimes you just need to play, find something out, because we're always focused on like what's the end goal.
Yep.
And a book is a good end goal, but sometimes it's like you actually just need to get some play out your system and just like figure something out, have a good conversation, and that might lead to a book. But not everything's book worthy. Do you know what I mean?
I think you spoke about some of that on your TED Talk as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I wanted to ask you though. You mentioned your college. You mentioned obviously being a head teacher, and you mentioned Freedom Balance, right?
Yeah.
In what capacity is that a college or like a school? Like, is this your own? You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, I'm trying to think. I've never heard of like a.
Is Dr. Umar?
No.
It's I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that it's a college as far as like. I release curriculum and I say, hey, let's come to this place and create, and people come and we learn. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But how really and truly how it first started is that like I just wanted to figure out what is the language surrounding bringing people together into a room and them creating and learning together. And I was calling it creative experimental group and all that stuff. People didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
And I was like, actually, what I'm really doing is I'm in the education world, and then who's a person who like heads up that kind of stuff as a headmaster. So I did not go university to learn how to be a headmaster.
Yeah.
I'm taking the role headmaster, and I'm essentially making it an artistic role. It's almost like if headmasters were more creative directors over schools, what would they look like? I'm the answer to that, basically.
Okay.
So yesterday you spoke about the importance of Saturday school.
Yes.
Right? I see it like that. Don't tell me that it's not impactful, even more impactful than what.
Of course.
Yeah.
100%.
Of course, 100%.
Yeah.
So how often like does it run and stuff? Do you like kind of form the subject matter, like you said, the curriculum and stuff, and then say, okay, cool, just gonna run for like a year, like particular age groups? Do you have other people under you, like?
So idealistically, we were supposed to make it 3 seasons a year.
Okay.
A season is like 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
Of just like consistent. But what it ended up being, it'll be like 1 season a year, whereby like we'll have a space, say, cool, this is what we're working on. So, for example, last year we had a season called the Love Letter Sessions, and it's essentially authors of the estate, but through the lens of like writing love letters. Like, how do you understand yourself in your world through love letters? But it doesn't have to be writing love letters. You could draw it and all that kind of stuff. And then we done it in a space in Dalston, and but at the time we was doing it, we ran that for 6 weeks. We also released the entire curriculum in the form of a book or a journal. So there are a bunch of people who are doing the curriculum in their own time. Do you know what I mean? But in terms of the concentrated time, we do it for 6 weeks. And then other than that, like you go to like workplaces, schools. I take freedom and balance ethos into just mad different like, places and schools. Yeah.
Okay, sick.
The cards as
well. Oh yeah, so this is actually a perfect example. So like this. Well, I only got 2, so man,
you got a perfect team, you know.
But yeah, like so this is a deck of cards called Build Your Own Creative Industry, and the whole idea of it is like kind of going off of Authors of the Estate. If you was to build your own creative industry from scratch, what would that look like? So that's broken down into like 50-something cards, and every card has its own subject matter that if you was to respond to them in totality, you would have an idea of like what it would be like to create your own industry. But these are the types of things that we do. So like we kind of like host the space for people to come in, but also as well we release a lot of stuff like this where like people just get in and in their own time. The amount of people who said, oh yeah, like I just brought my friends together and we just like chose 1 or 2 of the cards, and that's a regular thing for us.
That's powerful, man.
We need one for the studio and then. Is one open? Yeah, I'm about to take one out now.
And the thing is, these aren't just like cute little cards. Andre's worked in industry before, so like this is the stuff that Nike is using, and Adidas and Microsoft and YouTube and Apple. So like this is how
they come up with
concepts, and so Andre's is freeing up that information.
It's free game. It's like it's all the game that I know up until that point
in the anti-capitalist movement.
Yeah.
To then do something in the capitalist world. It makes sense. Right. No, but that's sick though. That's sick.
You know what? You lot are proper innovative. You know.
Trust me.
Love, man. Thank you.
Like the way you've.
Can you read an example, please?
All right. So this one is called working title The Spontaneous. Right. So choose a medium. 1, a stream of consciousness. 2, a doodle. 3, a collage. Right. And supporting questions would be what's on your mind right now. What questions could I ask to deeper explore these thoughts? And also, how could I translate these questions into tangible forms? So once you've kind of answered this here, let's just say I went with a doodle. Right? And then I answered, what's my mind right now? I started whatever. Do I basically move on to the next card and that continues, or is it like a...
Honestly, every time someone's used these cards, it's just gone in mad different ways.
Okay.
But how I've seen it play out is that someone will respond to it. Often if you're doing it with 2 or 3 different people, it will then just be a conversation that goes on for an hour or 2.
Okay.
And then they may actually go at it again, but because now that you've had that conversation, you can now go at it again from a different angle. Do you know what I mean?
I like this one. Working title, I've got the intentions and values behind the arts I enjoy. Choose a medium. 1, a debate. 2, a study. 3, a mind map. Supporting questions. What is the real message behind the art and media I enjoy? How is the message communicated through aesthetics? And if I were to challenge the intentions and values of my culture, how would I? These are hard.
So the answers to those questions then form the basis of something that you might want to create.
That's it, man. That's real education right there. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Sorry, go on.
Because I'd want to do, like, there's so many things I want to do, but when I start thinking how I'm going to do it, what's going to do? It just gets to it.
100%.
That's it. And bearing in mind, like I said, I'm creating for us who is first generation creative. Like, I don't think we should even have the mentality of like integrating into what's currently going on.
Come on.
If we have the idea of like, if we understand that 20 years from now, there's going to be a way of thinking, a way of talking, a way of like dressing that is like based off of someone's ideas, then we're like, oh, we could throw a hat into the ring if we know that 20 years from now we'll get the results. But because now we're just trying to get a job, we're not thinking with that level of like longevity. But if you ask ourselves these types of questions, then we're able to go beyond just, oh, I'm a creative in the industry. Actually, like our aesthetic and the rules that we have artistically have some sort of importance beyond just like a job.
So where can people get these cards? Yeah, Energy basically asked that question. Yeah.
Oh, it's on the Freedom and Balance website. So if you go on freedomandbalance.com, it's there.
Freedom and Balance or Freedom of Balance?
Freedom and Balance.
Freedom and Balance. Okay, cool.
freedomandbalance.com/shop. Authors of the Estate is there. The cards are there.
Sick. I'm seeing in the chat, real black man's talking. He's talking to Eddie and that.
How would you see that? He was flames. Leave the cat alone.
All right, so
too funny.
shout out Goddard. His birthday is today.
Come on, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Big up this morning's guest. Is there any chance of buying signed copies of Authors of the Estate? I have one of Nabil's books already.
Shout
The
you
last
out, God,
time,
yes.
I passed through, but it's unsigned. So how can they get a signed copy of Authors of the Estate?
I've never considered that possibility unless.
Oh, man, we got to get capitalism.
I'm telling you.
I don't know. I mean, you specifically. Then, like, if you just order one and I'll get your name, then I'll sign it. Yeah.
There you go, Goddard.
You as well, Nabil? You up for that?
What, to sign it?
Yeah.
Of course, I'll do anything for Goddard, bro.
I'll big up.
Come on.
What is something you're working on yourself, Nabil? Anything new at the moment?
So, me, Andre, and a good friend of mine, a sister of mine, both of us, Amara Spence, we're working on the formation of the Hood Preservation and Futurist Association, which is an association dedicated to answering the question of like what could ends look like if it came under our ownership. We owned the land, and therefore whatever happens within that land is up for discussion. It's up for debate. And so we've got Andre, who we talk hood futurists quite a lot. Yeah. And Andre is an expert in asking the right questions when it comes to like what potential futures could look like. Our sister Amara Spence is up in Birmingham. She's part of the Ladywood community. She's been doing this for 10 plus years up in West Midlands, the West Midlands. So we're trying to think on a national scale. If the foundations of this movement is set in the work of privatised Mandem, where the communities that we come from start to own the freehold, what is that going to look like?
Can you please give context to privatised Mandem? Because I don't think Chinks, I'm assuming, hasn't heard of it. And
I've heard the phrase, but I didn't know what it's about.
Yeah, so...
All right, so it links back quite nicely to Authors of the Estate. Yeah. So in the Chalk Hill book, there's a chapter called Joint Enterprise. That chapter is the progenitor, the precursor to what I was going to write 2 years later, which is Privatise the Mandem. I've taken that chapter and I've basically made a book out of it. Yeah. And so that Privatise the Mandem.
Behind you, actually. Behind Eman.
Yeah, it's behind you in blue. Privatise the Mandem is basically a manifesto on how we can buy the ends and own it ourselves. Like a complete blueprint. Rather than like concepts and abstracts. Like, no, here's the law. And like in 60 days, you don't want to do this and da da da. So it's a complete plan. And so that then creates the possibility of a new future. And, you know, we have to start painting out that picture. What does that future look like? Really, the only way you can convince people to follow the manifesto is if you show them what the future could look like. Make them fall in love with the future. And so it's like, okay, what hood futuristic songs can we make? What theatre can we make? What films can we make that's hood futuristic? We said this documentary is hood futuristic in nature.
Yeah.
I just want to emphasize and be emphatic when I say this. With Privatise the Mandem, he's literally written a blueprint of how to buy the block back legally. Like steps in that.
Literally.
Like a blueprint.
That's serious.
Yeah. It's proper.
What are we waiting for?
It's just communication. You just got to get the message out.
And the mindset, because you talk about it in the book as well. Mindset is the thing. Then we can't do that. Like, we're no one. How are we going to be able to buy the block back? So the book literally just outlines everything.
That's good. It removes the onus from, just blaming the people and the powers that be. You've got power here. There's stuff you can do to, you get what I'm saying, create the world in the area you want. That's good, man. Proper good.
Sorry to quote him, he's sitting right here. But Andre says like, everyone, the cultural industry and the economy out there always comes back to the ends to find inspiration.
Yeah.
Do you know, we are the ones who create capital for this country. We just need to know that, or remind ourselves of that.
Prophet C Arts has asked, is there a possibility of this book coming in audio form, including Nabil's previous books? There is, and Eddie Carbone will be doing the audio.
Yeah. Big up Nabil's books, definally. Nabil's books, definitely.
Good.
Rounding up the people to do the audio version of authors, it will be a long thing, I'm not going to lie to you. But
they don't, what, you want them to read their specific parts?
That's what I was thinking. Do they have to?
Yeah, we'll have to, but
it'd be a nice touch.
It has a different like because we have audio recordings of some of the people reading their part. It's a different thing. It's a different thing.
I feel not to, because you lot know better than me with book. I think it should though, man. I think it broadens the reach.
Right.
There's so much, because I try to read. Like I want to read. My dad gives me books to read. I always try. And this morning I was on the train here, started reading my book. I said, fuck this, man.
Yeah.
I listen to it. I've been trying because I learned spellings and words and new words reading. And I've been trying to read certain books for 6 months now. Do you get what I mean? Today I finally admitted, fuck it. I'm just going to listen to them. And I'm not going to read. All the books I bought in my gallery for my iPhone, it's a waste now. I'm just going to listen to them. So there's some people who your book won't reach. And I tried. I've been trying to read a book for 6 months. And I can't. I read the whole page. I go, hold on, what was that about?
Just read,
do you know what I mean? And then I'm reading the book, then I'm on TikTok, and I get distracted, so it will broaden the reach, I reckon. You don't have to be the people, and it's even better if you've got specific people's audios for some parts, but I wouldn't mind if it had different voices or one person's voice. I'd listen to Nabil read his book, 100%.
I mean, we made a film.
Very true.
Yeah, we made a film.
Ready, tick that box.
No segue. Have you told your father about Brother Eman?
No,
he would think you're in good company.
Mm.
He'd encourage you to come on.
No, very true. My dad's in Ghana right now as well. I had to do some interviews for him yesterday.
Big him up.
My dad's my idol, man. Anything he says goes.
Come on.
So I can never be here and go again.
We've got a personal question from Jin and Just to Nabil and Andre. How old are these gentlemen and are they in relationships?
Oh no, I've got. What you mean? How's that? What's going on? I'm in a relationship. Yeah.
How old are you guys though?
33.
Okay, what about you?
30.
Okay.
Yeah.
You lot are mature enough. I thought you was. Well, when you're speaking, you sound a bit younger than me.
Right.
You are, but you're not.
Yeah.
I'm 37.
Right.
And some of this perspective you're talking about, this seems like a younger opinion.
Yeah.
But then you present so mature as well.
Right.
So
what about it's a younger opinion though?
What was you saying?
Yeah, that felt like a dig. I can't
lie. I didn't take it as a dig, but
it's not like that. There was
I'm joking.
I didn't take
something you were saying about the area when what was it you said? I can't remember it about like everyone out. Was it everyone outside or? It was like a perspective of the area at some point.
I hear what you're saying because that's the perspective that I had as a child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily nostalgic because more people was outside, but like I was a kid. I was a boy in the 90s. Do you know what I mean? So like I know what Northwest felt like as a child in the 90s.
Oh,
whereby would you say if you're 5 years older?
Yeah, I think.
So if you're 5 years older, you may have felt the same. You would have felt the same, but maybe with a slightly different context. Like,
I should have remembered the way it was because I didn't mean it in an under.
No. I never took it like that.
We were playing. What? Also,
are you in a relationship, Nabil?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, cool.
I like what you did that.
So of course I've got fish.
I was gonna ask. It also depends on geography as well. So I was gonna ask where you grew up.
Tulse Hill, like South London.
Shout out South London.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, as well. I got to not say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because Northwest was quite there's different experiences of London depending on which corner you grew up in. Northwest is just so special, bruv.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No one else your opinion.
I had a partner in Stonebridge that just felt like Brixton Part 2.
No, it's Brixton. Yeah, it is Brixton.
Yeah.
Harlesden as well. That was the main Brixton. Yeah.
Harlesden.
I felt quite home.
Harlesden's different from Brixton. We'll talk. Do you know how I feel about Harlesden?
You know, there's a lot of similarities. But I genuinely think that I feel like the Caribbeans went in two different directions, and I think that the ones who come from South are just a little bit more agitated. I think the ones in Northwest are a little bit more calmer. It doesn't mean that calm things happen. I just think they go about it in a more calmer way.
I think that's your.
I think someone getting shot in North London is not calm.
No, but I'm not saying calm things happen. I just said they did it calmly.
North and Northwest is completely different.
Yeah,
You said that to me before. Yeah.
And I think West London is the best London, personally.
Seriously?
Why?
I don't know. The air just was better.
Okay.
The water tasted better. The mixture of people was more versed. More well versed.
Okay.
This is a mature perspective as well, though. Like when I went.
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe my age and stuff, and that period of my life, maybe it's nostalgia. I just thought, wow, this is amazing, man. Yeah, people dress better.
Okay. Yeah.
Girls are a different mix. Like you've got. I only grew up around certain people, like in certain little pockets. This like. As more like what was it?
Moroccans and Algerians.
Yeah, like Lebanese. It's like, I don't really meet people like you lot around my way. And then that was just amazing to me.
Okay.
You need to be specific. What do you mean by West? Because when I hear West, I'm thinking Ealing. I'm like, there's nothing special about Ealing.
Portobello.
Like Bush and
Hammersmith.
You're talking about
yeah.
You're talking about like Ladbroke Road.
Yeah,
that is special.
Yeah.
Especially where I'm from, like
Yeah,
I'm from like turmoil and nonsense and police sirens and you get what I'm saying? Like,
Peak.
yeah, so that was just nice. It was like get on the train and go in there. I
get you.
Take my weight off, like
I get you.
Take my bad man coat off and just you know what I'm saying.
Some of the community as well there as well.
Yeah.
Some of the community.
You all live different lives than me, man.
And then I think that Northwest is like because I'm Southwest and Northwest. I think you lot are a bit. I don't want to say closer, but the culture from West reaches you lot a bit more.
We're more West than North.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what the thing about the South one's a bit more violent and abrupt than the Northwest ones, I think.
I mean, mad things still happen in North.
1,000%.
It's just delivered.
It just looks better.
Yeah. It's just
delivered better.
It's calm.
Shots after.
No one's speaking about South. Please. So you got to remember, I don't have generations of Northwest London in my family.
Oh,
so you're begging it.
Don't do that. I came to London as a refugee.
What age?
At 2.
Oh, right.
Okay.
So I joined a story that started before me. Yeah. So I'm hearing stories of like stuff that happened in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s in Northwest. And I can't lie, we've always been.
That's what you're gonna say. Is it?
No way, man. Tommy Robinson. I don't know what.
Tommy Robinson. Get him.
Stop the boats. Stop him. He's here educating our youth.
Yeah, there's something in the water in Northwest. We're actually unhinged, but like in the best way. In the best way, every man wants to be us, and every woman wants to be with us.
What?
I said what I said. Northwest. I said it.
You don't even go there.
I didn't start. Did I start? You want me to repeat myself?
Al-Kinani.
I've not heard anything further than the truth.
You're East though, innit?
East, man.
No one's really. What?
Wait, East where?
Hackney, man. Big up Hackney every time. You know what I'm saying? Clapton, Hackney.
Don't do it.
We do like Hackney.
Yeah, I understand. Everybody does. Everybody loves Hackney, man.
So we like.
That's right.
By force.
When there's a problem, you got to come and get us, though, innit? When there's a problem, you have to come and get us. We're the enforcers of London, innit, Sean?
What are you talking about?
What we doing?
There's East Side.
All right.
Yes.
12, man.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? Please let the people know again the date of the screening that they obviously can't go to yet. But just in case, waiting list. You know what I'm saying? Waiting list. And yeah, man. Yeah, let the people know what, you know.
Yeah, so October 26th is the date of the premiere. And just keep an eye out for us, whether it's Nabil or Freedom and Balance. Because when it gets released digitally, like that's a whole other thing. But yeah,
all the information's on screen, guys. The IG is there from Nabil, IG is there from Andre.
Yep.
The website is there, Office of the Estate. You can get the cards on the website, the book on the website, everything's on the website, man. You know what I'm saying? And yes, it's been a pleasure, guys, man.
Yeah. Hopefully, if Brent has any time, and I'm sure he will, we'll premiere it here, get all the community here.
They got to pay for it, man. They got to pay for it.
Patreon,
So if you ain't got a ticket, you can't go, can you?
No.
There's no Jim Screechy back door. See, I'm upset.
It's because it's a cinema, isn't it? Like cinemas like got allocated seats. It'll be different if it's like a party or something.
Film and just
no, actually, don't run that.
Alright, cool.
Hold on.
Southside.
All right.
I was just shouting Tommy Robinson.
Crazy word. I don't like theft, bro.
That's how you draw the line.
Stick mindset. God damn it.
All right. Yeah, man. I think that's pretty much it, man. There's some other headlines, but you guys are all right with the information we've given you already, man. Yeah. All right, man. Yeah, we'll be back Monday. Again, it's going to be another week packed with guests for Black History Month. Powerful, powerful guests like today. You know what I'm saying? So please like the video, share the video, join the Patreon as well. 5 different tiers, so many different perks. And yeah, we'll see you guys on Monday, man.
Maybe just end the poll, obviously. The question was what we're saying, who clinched the win?
Oh, this guy's
I have the results of everybody in this room who voted, mind you. Andrew didn't vote, by the way.
I didn't vote either.
Yeah, I can't see your name either.
Yeah.
I could see Nabil's though.
That was a secret.
I did not see it.
Making stuff up.
But he did pick Andrew is a saint winner by default. So he didn't pick himself. So that's good. But 45% say Nabil. 28% say Andrew is a saint winner. And 28% say Eman clinched it.
I don't know why. Everybody just wants to see me lose.
It's like a new thing. You're here every week, so getting someone to go against you.
It's also the Mayweather thing, because he's always like, people come in and they lose.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
People are dying to watch you lose.
This is basically Mayweather and Medina. You know what I'm saying? The first time they thought Medina had a chance, it looked close. It wasn't close. If you listen to what we spoke
wasn't
about.
a fight for me.
It was, oh shit.
Light work.
That was good. I enjoyed that, man. That was proper education. I've learnt some stuff.
No, don't say that now that your boy lost, bruv. Don't say that. Keep the same energy. You lost. That's it. Stop.
Listen, at the end of the day, yeah, I was saying in the chat, after the discussion,